Hello and bienvenue for this reading. We're going to use a tarot for this weekend and the energies until next weekend. Let's see what's going on and how we can what's the guidance to navigate what's happening now, knowing that we are in this new moon period. The moon, you can see her now every night shining a bit more and getting higher in the sky. I have just published a podcast and article about the new moon. So if you want to know more about this new moon cycle, it's a guidance to accompany us during the cycle until the next new moon in Taurus. And today, so let's ask the cards to tell us their message. So today the moon is in Gemini, and then we'll go into Cancer. Around Tuesday she'll be in Leo, and then next Friday when we'll meet again she will be in Virgo. So for now we're going to experience the moon in Gemini. It's a air sign, and then Gemini it's Cancer. So the moon is home in Cancer, water sign, and then Leo, fire, and then would be Virgo in earth. So that's also very nice for our own inner time to follow the moon. So let's see. Okay, so with le pendu, the hanged man. So that's where we're at now. We're seeing the situation from another point of view. Some of us might feel upside down because new things are happening, and it's a kind of really creating a revolution in our life. You know, when you see something from another position, when your own position change as well. So that's can apply to you in your own situation, into your vision. You suddenly seeing things from another way, and or you are getting to this new understanding of things because suddenly in your physicality, in your daily life, something big is changing. So that can be change of home, change of family situation, change of, I don't know, jobs. Oops, la darlings here. Oh wow, so this is major arcana. So like, wow, strong messages. La papesse, the empress. The empress, you can see her, she's the cards. Empress here. So she's comfortably seated on a chair with a book. She's very into, so this is a feminine figure, receptive. She has something to do with the divinity as well. Here we're talking about the papesse. I don't know if we can say that in English, the papesse. So she's really receiving the divine and acting with that. And we can see as well with the book, there's something, the Empress, about the knowledge, you know, and passing on this knowledge. And it's very interesting because we're coming from the pendu. So this is the way, this is our bridge and connection to where we're transiting to, which will be here. But I like going one by one and reading the message as they come. So the pendu is going to go through the bridge of the Empress. So maybe this new change, this turn of events in your life, this new perspective you're gaining, it's good to receive it from the divine. Everything comes through you. You know, when we change perspective, it's often when we've been faced in our life by something, but the real change happens inside. It happens in your own perception of things, in your own understanding of things. And that's when the Empress comes in. She's like, all right, you have wisdom inside of you. You are also an intuitive person that feels and has this inner voice inside full of wisdom. So create also your own understanding that applies with your own way of life, you know, with your own what you receive. So what's supporting this transition here? We have the Five of Swords. So I like putting it this way. I don't know the way, I think it's this way. So we can see 4 swords, which are beautifully, you know, aligned for the number of stability. And then the 5th one, the sword that's piercing out of this, I would say, the swords, the mental, the intellect, the thoughts, so the element of air. So the 5th sword is like piercing out. There's something new coming through, like we were saying with the hanged man. And it's interesting because this sword is red. That's why I really love putting it this way usually, because red, first chakra, red is the earth, red is materiality, is grounding. So this is a new So that's why I like seeing it this way. This way is great too. This new understanding, this new perception that's coming within us is really supported by by opening our mind to something new, a new perspective, a new way of thinking that's really aligned with our ground, our materiality, because it's important to align our thoughts with what we're living every day. Not that our mind and our intellect is thinking and deciding how we live life. I really see it the other way. It's like, oh, my life is happening this way, but I create the stories on it, stories that comes from me, stories that comes from what I believe in, stories that comes from my own intuition and my own divine perception, my own psychic, if you want. So it's very interesting to open your mind here. There is something very big happening in our life, in your life. There's some things that it's a change, a turn of event. I really see, that's really what I'm feeling these days. It's like I always see life on a boat. Because the ocean is like the ocean of emotion and energy changing and stuff, and I'm on a boat. And for the boat to change direction, I need to align my direction, my mental direction to it. And the boat is always tangling from one side to another. It's not really going straight, but it doesn't mean it's not going towards its direction, that you feel inside and you really focus on that. And the Hanged Man is really here telling us, yeah, we know there is a revolution happening in your life. There's a revolution happening for everyone. So the personal revolution is emphasized by that, when everyone around you I have so many cards jumping. This is incredible. Everyone around you is going through a deep change, your change is also emphasized by that. It's the whole society that's going to change, our culture, our way of living, and it reflects in our personal life. But how we handle the change, the whole change, the universal change, let's say, it's to handle the change in your own personal way, to create your own change of perspective, to direct yourself with something that's more in tune with your physicality, with how you feel in your body and in your life, and accept that the direction you receive in your head from this like magic voice inside, you can call it the intuition from the divine. You may be in relationship with your guides, your guardians, God, angels, ascended master, I don't know, past ones. You're in a relationship with some people. There are different voices. So receive these voices and learn from them. So here, where we're transiting to again a major arcana, it's a major, major, major change happening these days. I'm impressed by all this major arcana. So we have La Maison Dieu, which is the tower. And we have Justice. All right, and they jump together, so I bring them together. So what we can see is the tower. The tower is a revolution as well. And we can see those people. We can take the tower in many ways. You can see like a big chaotic mess, and people getting out. There's like this kind of dragon and flame. Or you can see, I really like seeing it's like a carnival circus moment. It's a big change, but it's also very joyous. Chaos can create joy because chaos creates change. And in the change, we can decide what we want to do. And that's really the revolution that's happening here. This new perspective, this new things that's happening in your life is really supporting you to create a new vision for yourself, to redirect your mind to align with your life, instead of trying to control our life on the thinking we have, on those thoughts, those conditioned thoughts often that pertains to an old way, because the whole society is changing. So it's really important to change our way of thinking as well, to then this way of thinking will support ourselves to create the life that fits us, So justice here, justice is what it means. It's the number, it's 8, the major arcana, so it's 5 and 3, but I really like seeing the 8, as this abundance, this justice, so things are being balanced. There is an equilibrium that's being created. And here you can see so the balance, and you can see the sword as well. Remember, we had the sword here, the sword of discernment. So justice is created as well by adapting our way of thinking to create, the center, to create the balance and the center. It's not going one way, oscillating from one side to another, because I feel we've been doing all of that. Oh my God, we're one side, we're going from extreme to extreme. So it's really time now to really focus. So that's the sword, the thinking, to really focus our head into the direction we want to take. And that can just be, I want balance, I create equilibrium, because sometimes we don't really know what we want. So let's direct our head, our intentions, our information to really support our transition. So I want balance. I want to feel balance. I want to feel at ease. And I want to oscillate less in extremes. For some of us, that's what we want. Obviously, all of this applies differently, depends of your situation, but justice is we getting to our balance, because we've been oscillating so much, and that's what the pendulum is. We see one way, we see the other way. So it's interesting to really allow ourselves to experience all those oscillation and to choose what we want. So do we want one side or the other? I don't know about that. If we've been oscillating, it might not be one or the other, because if we really want something, usually we stay in that. So it's for us to create this new thing, born and burst out of what we know. And that's where we go back to the Empress, la papesse. We know so many things. We have knowledge of our experience, the wisdom from our own experience. Now it's for us the time to create a new experience. And this new experience starts with allowing our heart and our guts to go for something that feels good, that's calling us, and the head, to align the head with that, to say, I trust myself, to say, I create my balance, to say, I'm going to something new, but I'm taking as well everything I know with me to really support myself in this new thing. We can't know what's happening tomorrow. We can't know where the change is going, what's happening after the the fire or the carnival. I don't know, but something is changing deeply inside of us. So let's allow us to just align our thoughts with that. So I usually as well take top and bottom, please. The general. Hop là. Oh bah, here we are. The Queen of Cups. Cups associated with emotions, with water. Now the cups, they hold water. And here you can see the Queen. She's, interestingly, her sword is like, it's not straight, she adapts. It's water. We're in the domain of water here. We adapt. The cup as well is closed. So I see really, we create our own protection. Been talking a lot about that recently. How do I feel protected from all the chaos that's happening outside? And when we're really changing, it can, like we were saying for the tower, it can create a lot of fear and chaos, or it can create a lot of joy. So it's for us to decide what we want to see in the transition and how we want to transit. Do we want to transit carrying anger and fear and shame, or do we want to transit letting go of those weights and including and infusing our life with more joy and happiness and love and lightness, because we're still feeling those heavy emotions, and we always going to go through sadness and strong emotions. It's just, how do we want to welcome them, with heaviness or with lightness? Like, oh, okay, this is flowing through me, right? I'm going to put myself comfortable through that, and we'll see after what's happening. But I believe by really nurturing myself in those moments of change, I will create my balance. I am the master of how I deal with my emotions. Here, the Queen of Cups, she's very comfortable with her emotions, and she's like everyone else. She's going through a lot of emotion. It's just she accepts them. The cup closed, I really see this like this magic shield. You can really create your own shield of protection, your own inner strength, by accepting that you have these emotions flowing through you, and that's okay. So let's not project them outside to everyone else. Let's not neither take other people's emotional disturbance in us. So really it's focus inside yourself, recenter, because the justice for me, it's a really recenter and really focus your head on what you want to create. And you'll see the waves that's going to create in your life. So what are we supported with? Oh my, Ace of Wands. Look at these hands, like taking this wand and like it's an empty wand as well, huh? Ready to be filled and fulfilled. Wand associated to the element of fire. It's all the expression and the action, you know, the expressive action. It's it's really what's happening now. How many new things are you starting these days, you know? And it's nice when we start new things, it gets us a new perspective. And it's also allowing us to decide more, you know, to direct ourselves. Oh, I like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, that's nice to learn that. Let's keep going, you know, to really, when we play with new learnings, with new apprentissage, with new knowledge, you know, we're gaining knowledge step by step. We're always growing up. So there's always a kid inside of us learning. And when you learn something new, however your age is, it feels very new. It feels very big because this stick is big. And every little action is big because we want something bigger. We want to better our life. We want to feel good, you know, and we know we're always evolving. So why not evolving in the better and the best? Well, you can evolve in another way if you want, but I personally prefer evolving to feel better and to go further and to feel brighter, to expand. It's expansion here. Every action guides us and supports our expansion, no matter what they are, because we are learning from all of them. So we're supported by all those new actions, especially if you're the Northern Hemisphere. It's spring. It's actually the Southern Hemisphere. We're in the transition winter summer here. So really the nature is transforming every day. You can see the difference from the day before. And it's the same. Take those little actions, even if it feels like it's nothing because your head is telling you, oh, it's not worth doing that 5 minutes. You should be an hour. Not at all. Do those little things, you know, sit with a cup of tea and feel the sun on your face. This could change everything, you know. Here, the tower, it's just a moment. A moment can create equilibrium. It's just to allow ourselves to take this moment and to really align our thoughts with that. So here we are. Wonderful. Wow. Wow. So that's what we're going through. Focus, center. Really work on your head and don't justice, you know, don't judge yourself. Because we have this image of the justice in our society. They're very judgy, you know, they tell us what's right or wrong. But here it's your own justice inside. So be the judge, you know, be the ideal judge. The judge that just accepts that you are unique in a unique situation and you are always learning and evolving. So whatever thoughts are coming through, observe them and like, okay, that's what I'm thinking. Is it what I want to think? You know, maybe I want to think something else because this way of thinking that I'm observing now is not really supporting me. So why don't I change my way of thinking to support me, you know? See further and let go of the weight and the past way. I'm moving my hand. So you do like that and you open here. Oh, thank you for receiving that. It's all happening okay. The change is happening for everyone. You just have to put yourself comfortable and nourish you. May your actions nourish you. I love you and I'll meet you soon. Ciao.